Hello, Invictus launch week. Today is Crusader, Tumbril and MISC day. I will again walk around and tell you what I think about those ships and why does Chris think it's fun when NPCs are just standing around, brain dead, but blocking those signs. This is really, really bad. We have Hercules, C2, M2 and A2. I like those ships a lot. They are way too agile for their mass, and there's one problem. None of the turrets is protecting against attacks from the top or from 12 o'clock high. Not even on A2, which has, I think, 7 turrets. Still, I like Hercules. Very nice ships. And we have Nova Tank, which is way too big because Chris insists on a walkable standing interior. There's no reason for this, Chris. At least our player characters could duck in our heads. So this thing could be a lot smaller. And this tank has a very low gun depression. Why? Because some genius had the idea to put a flashlight underneath the barrel to reduce gun depression to like -5 degrees only. I don't expect everyone to have a degree in engineering, but come on people, use some common sense. Nova Tank is still useful, but you can run into problems because of her very limited gun depression. And we have Reliance. I'm not a fan of Reliance, there are just too many problems, and this big wing doesn't offer anything, while she has a huge cross-section from certain attack vectors because of this big wing, and of course wingtip guns, which are bad on so many levels. You have convergence problems, yes. In Star Citizen, the fire control system takes care of convergence, but it doesn't do a good job, and it only works on things you can lock onto, and it only works at a certain distance. So if you're like 150 meters away from a target, those guns at the wingtips cannot converge. And even your normal guns are here and here. Why are those guns so far apart? There is no benefit, but a lot of disadvantages. Yes, Reliant have this strange mechanic when going into flight mode, which just doesn't offer anything. It's just a rule of cool ship, and I totally dislike Reliance. We have the Starfarer Gemini. Yeah, CRG introduced refueling in this patch, which isn't really used because there is no reason for this. I don't like the refueling mechanic, it's done very poorly. Basically, CRG reused the docking mechanic. So I wonder why refueling was delayed for almost 4 years, and then CRG is just reusing the docking mechanic. Still, Starfarer are very useful, and I'm very sure that Starfarers will be very needed in Pyro, but we won't get Pyro this year anyway. Yeah, Starfarer has a lot of problems, she will get a rework. Internal layout is just totally bad. If you want to have fun, spawn a Starfarer and ask a new player, go and find the crew quarters. Come back 20 minutes later and help him out. And turret placement is very bad. You have one turret on top, which is very nice. Come on, can I see it? Yeah, you have one turret on top, which is very nice. You have 2 at the rear, which is one too many. And you have no turret protecting the big belly of the Starfarer. Starfarer isn't exactly an agile ship, which makes sense, she is big. So if you're getting attacked from the bottom, there's not much you can do. And we have Freelancer Miss. I played her a lot. She was as good or even better than a Warden. Then came 3.14, and since 3.14 she is very sluggish. Come on, Chris, don't make her so sluggish. And missile gameplay is on-off depending on the patch. Missile gameplay can be OP, or missiles are almost useless. So right now, not a good ship, and my Freelancer Miss is not played since 3.14. and MISC Racer EX. I have no idea how good she is. I am not into racing, so I cannot tell you anything about the ship, but I think she looks pretty. At least the only thing I can tell you about a Racer. And we have Ares Inferno and Ares Iron. Those ships were introduced half a year ago, and people were complaining. I was one-shotted by an Ares. Yeah, what does CIG expect when they put a big size 7 gun onto a heavy fighter? By the way, asymmetrical. This would generate asymmetrical thrust. This is a ballistic gun. Yeah, but yeah, CIG doesn't care about physics. So to balance this, quote unquote, CIG removed aim assist, and CIG gave Ares Inferno and Ares Iron a very huge spread. And some people say, okay, it's fine, you can still hit a hammerhead. You are missing the point. You don't want to spray your bullets, your laser projectiles all over the place. You want to hit certain areas. One day we will be able to destroy turrets separately, and this is actually something that was in Wing Commander 3. If you wanted to attack a big capital ship, you were going for turrets first. And then, after turrets were down, you went in for the kill. How are you supposed to target certain things on a ship, like turrets, like shield generators, when you are just spraying all over the place? By removing aim assist and by giving those guns a very huge spread, it's not only almost impossible to hit small and medium ships, it's also almost impossible to hit things like turrets on a big ship. Yeah, right now both Ares are just extremely terrible. Oh, by the way, CIG nerfed them only after sales. And we have Mercury's Star Runner. I think she needs a size 3 shield. She still only has 2 size 2 shields. I like her, but there are problems. For example, there is a hidden tunnel level that is wasting space and mass, and it's just a mess. This is so typical Chris. He goes for rule of cool fluff without any purpose. If this hidden tunnel level at least would have a purpose, like, for example, component storage. No, it's just a hidden mess. Yeah. Still, overall, I like Mercury Star Runner. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, we have the Cyclones. Actually, I like the Cyclones. They are very useful vehicles, but look at the wheel. There's a cogwheel inside. This is so silly. Chris, we know how to make wheels. We know how to make wheels for off-road. What do you think would happen if you would drive this off-road? Yeah, you would get stones and sand inside the rim, and your cogwheel would be blocked very, very quickly. I mean, I understand Chris loves to be special. He wants to do something no one else does. But Chris, it should still work in the real world, and those wheels would not work. Still, I like the Cyclones. They are very fun to drive and very useful. And here we have Cyclone MT. The funny thing is she has missiles left and right of the turret, and one guy is standing in the turret using those missiles, but there's no blast shield. There's no protection from the missile exhaust, not even something like, yeah, a blast shield, nothing. I really think it would increase immersion a lot if a few guys at CIG would spend some time to think about the designs. Just a little bit of time. Give this thing a blast shield and then she would be fine. And holograms. Tumbril Ranger still not in the game, and she has the same silly wheels as the Cyclone. How are those wheels supposed to work? It's really funny. We know how to make wheels for more than 100 years by now, but Chris thinks he has to reinvent the wheel and makes it like 100 times worse than what we have in real life. I'm looking very forward to this because most games do motorcycle driving physics totally wrong. Very few games have good motorcycle driving physics, and I wonder to what category Star Citizen will belong. And we have MISC Odyssey, your big MISC exploration ship, something like a MISC Carrack. Not exactly, there are differences, but they have a similar role. No idea when we will see her in game. This was Crusader, Tumbril and MISC Day. I hope you found this interesting and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Wait, I fell down. I don't know why I fell down.
Thank you. And please visit.
Okay, drive on. Yeah, that's so funny. Flicker, when you are moving to the right or left side, my character stays like he would be on the ground. This is too funny. Can you turn? Yeah. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.